Stands for Opus V. Is that tequila? As we spawn into Jagannatha KBBLE in the top right-hand corner of that, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have the blue Terran player coming out from the land of Sydney-ish sort of area. Not Sydney proper, but sort of around that region. About a radius of about 3 Singapores around there. Question mark, I don't know. He is going to be representing Team Opus V, as well as the entire Krenzel clan. We have El Chanchito himself, Piglet.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Australian Zerg player. He is red, representing Team himself. It is Vivid.
Well, not entirely true. I believe he is also representing the Ayayas.
Yes, we must appeal to the people right now. If you ever tune in to Vivid's stream, make sure you have enough channel points to redeem some Ayayas. Ayayay.
Redeem Ayaya intensifies as well on creepy Ayaya, where it's not just Ayaya! It's like
Ayaya. Yo, if you thought that there were too many ayayais on the CranKy Ducklings, you have seen nothing, mate. Vivid just dwarfs us entirely. I was in shock, mate.
He dwarfs us even more with his hats.
He does.
Mate, you think I have hats?
Yeah. Really, like, Vivid has the strongest neck in all of Australia, mate.
Vivid is like everything we try to be.
It's true.
More hats than me, plays piano.
Don't remind me about your stupid goddamn piano.
Update, I tried to learn more chords and got frustrated again.
Yeah, sure you did, mate.
Rather, I should say, I tried to learn chords again and got frustrated again and gave up again.
Mate, I'll be surprised if, like, 10 years from now, you know your chords. God damn. Meanwhile, Reaper does sneak into the main base of Vivid. Yo, massive shout out to some drunk Canadian. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you enjoyed your cast. I believe he was casting a show match series sponsored by Alpha X. So yeah, hope you enjoyed yourself, and welcome everyone to the DreamHack Open Qualifier number 2 for Oceania.
Yeah, over from Canada to Canberra.
We're not in Canberra. We're not.
Cambodia.
We're not in Cambodia either. We're
Christmas Island.
That's better.
Yeah.
It's better.
That's where the crabs are at, right?
What?
The red crabs.
Oh.
Reaper goes in, Reaper goes out. Can't explain that. Well, actually you can. Lings.
There you
That's
go.
the explanation.
There you go.
A lot of Lings actually coming out from Vivid.
Yo, we got a hidden Bailey nest in the main base as well, Vivid. He is done droning up. 25 drones is all you need because this man is about to Ling Flood and try to straight up end the game. Oh my
So
god.
important for Piglet to be as active as he is with his Hellions and Reaper. He sees the Link Flood and immediately a switch flips. Okay, it could be Baneling Bus. I need to prepare for that.
That he does. I mean, there's a tank on the way. The Hellions, they turn around, they all go all the way back home. Vivid, though, he's continuing this Link Flood. He wants to straight up just end it all here. He's upset. He wants to avenge his Zerg brethren in Oreo. Is it going to work, though?
We shall see. Piglet is doing a pretty good job of zoning out some of these Zerglings. The tank is already here, and let's not forget, these are slow Banes.
Yeah. The tank being here changes a lot, to be honest. Like, I don't know if this is going to be enough. There we go. The tank does reveal itself. Vivid can still bust through the deepers here on the left-hand side without being touched by those tanks.
You need to be so careful. He actually gets a kill on that CC, and he can get to the middle line, but he wants to go straight for the main. He busts on through, and he surrounds the tank. Or he would if not for the if not for the Marines.
He does surround the tank. The tank will go down. The wall is not a wall. The Lings are flooding in. Is this going to be enough as he does get into the mirror line and force an evacuation by Piglets?
I still think Piglet has enough to defend. He's got some more Hellions coming out. He actually swapped the add-ons back after getting that tank. Vivid will Scott Diffusion Core, but he's just continuing to flood Lings.
Mate,
he's got a third base, but he ain't saturating it.
He is droning up back at home. He has dealt some damage here. Has he dealt enough? I don't think so.
Yeah, he's trying to get more, but the Hellions are already in position. The Viking actually goes across the map to kill some Overlords. Gigi's called. Looked a little shaky there, but Piglet, he stands strong, much like back bacon.
GG, well played. Piglet takes the first game. Meanwhile, Vivid, I appreciate the all-in, but it was scouted relatively early on by those Hellions, and once that tank did get up on the main base, it was so difficult to break. Oh god, like he got on top of it eventually, but it cost him so much Ling Vein.
It really did. Got pretty close. I mean, I honestly don't know if there was a world where Vivid could have continued, right? After taking out that tank. Maybe if Piglet just neglected production a lot, but I'm not convinced that there was much Vivid himself could have done.
Yeah, again, a lot of it
did got scouted.
A lot of it did come down to that scout, right? Like, because if that never happened, then Piglet, his Hellions would have been across the map or in the middle of the map. They wouldn't have been at home to dish out more damage.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh god, man, we gotta make a choice. We gotta make a choice. Ender just messaged me. He's ready with Pez, and it's a qualifying match.
We can't dip out mid-series, can we?
I don't think we should dip out mid-series.
We shouldn't, yeah.
That's the yeah. I think we owe it to the players to continue here.
Definitely.
But
is Mighty Kiwi streaming? That's what I want to know, because I heard that he did express a little bit of interest, but he also said he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to today. So we just reply here to Ender, let him know that, yeah, we would love to cast you versus Pez. It's a PvZ, the best PvZ player in the region versus a Zerg player who's not really a Zerg, for being honest. Ender, he goes his own way, he does his own thing. Would have been absolutely juicy, but you know, if they're willing to hold it for us, then it would be appreciated, but we don't want to, we don't want to give them that pressure, right? We don't want to...
Yeah, so I did just message Ender. I'm like, yo, it's up to Ender and Pez if they want to wait. If they want to start, they are free to start. If they want to wait, they are free to wait. It's completely up to them. Especially because, like, we still have this series to go, and then we have the lower semifinals as well. Like,
we do.
Yeah.
And then we have Taiwan.
Then we do have Taiwan.
But Taiwan is afterwards. So.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, we got a lot of time.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
This is a weekday. Come on. Had to be starting early. But regardless, we're going to be continuing our series here on 2000 Atmospheres. LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, swatting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the red Zerg player coming out from the land of, you told me this, not Melbourne. Sydney. He is going to be representing himself, but also OCE in his own sort of way. He is kind of the ambassador of OCE. We have the Piano Man. We have the Ayaya, we have the Hat Guy. He is Vivid.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Australian Terran player. He is blue, representing Team Opus V, currently up 1-0 in this series. He only needs un momento to move on to the qualifying match. It is Piglet.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Cat Bertino in the chat. Last game, it wasn't so much a Ling flood as more as it was like a, a light shower of Zerglings.
Yeah, yeah. You could argue maybe too many banelings were morphed in. Maybe. It's hard to
Yeah, one or
say. It's hard to
two. I
say.
feel like one or two too many banelings, I guess.
Yeah, there were 2 banelings that did crash into that tank towards the end. Maybe could have been lings, but even then, would that have made a big difference? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
Oh boy. But we'll see what Vivid has in store for us in game number 2. Again, it's one of those things where Vivid, especially after watching Oreo versus Piglet, does he really want to dive back into that? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Like, does he want to go into a late game scenario with Piglet?
Oh, in that case, no. He wants to pull a bit of a Go-Go Joey, if you catch my meaning.
Yeah. I have to wonder how well, like, early roaches will work against Piglet. It all comes down to scouting, right? If you keep it hidden, sure, it's great. If it doesn't get hidden, then Piglet, instead of going for a BC, he would probably just prioritize his Banshee, right?
Yeah, ideally. Meanwhile, Vivid actually going for a much earlier third base.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
compared to the last game.
True. As he gets his third up and running here, does Vivid still, we're not really seeing anything too crazy. Everything's pretty standard so far. 1-1-1 from our Terran player. We see that Tech Lab as well. I'm sure we're probably going to see a BC again. Like, there's no reason for Piglet to deviate, right?
Well, would be nice, but yeah. If it ain't broke, don't break it.
It would be nice. It would be nice. You're not wrong. Oh, the mule. Oh my god.
Yeah, the mule off mining for a little while, but at least it stays alive.
Is it really alive?
Well, it's surviving.
Is it surviving?
Well, it's not dead yet.
That's true. Oh, no, feels bad, man. That the drone.
Hey, that is the power move as a Terran player. If you can force your Zerg opponent to get an unnecessary refinery, because you threaten the drone so much or the Reaper, that's just a moral victory. Well, Piglet actually taking this very... he's worried for some reason. He's getting a bunker on the low ground. He does not trust Vivid at all, which... to be fair, he hasn't really been able to go into the main base of Vivid yet, so he's just not taking any chances. He knows what Vivid is capable of.
Yeah, and because of that, we see something completely different. This time, there is no fusion core. Instead, he prioritizes the armory. Piglet once again wants to show off his Hellbat aggression. And I'm a little bit concerned. Okay, there we go. Bailey Nest is being thrown down for Vivid.
Again, very valuable unit you want against these Hellions and these Hellbats. It's also very valuable to keep the Cyclone alive if you're the Terran player.
Yeah, that it is. Meanwhile, ooh, nice target fire on that medevac. Up! Ooh.
Not quite getting it.
Yeah, not quite. Piglet does manage to just barely escape here from the clutches of Vivid. Meanwhile, Armory's about to finish up. Hellions are going to be on the way across the map. Vivid, though, he has his own plans here as he does move out with his lings.
I mean, he can't go for a Baneling bust again, can he?
I mean...
He could, but...
It probably wouldn't be a good idea.
It's not going to work, is it?
Yeah. Oh, no, not at all. Not at all, mate. No. I mean, he's got his lair on the way, so he can prioritize the Baneling speed if he so wishes. Just getting the rest of his gases up and running as well. But I think what we can say is that Baneling speed does start, is that that this Hellbat push shouldn't kill Vivid as long as Banelings are morphed in. I'm a little bit concerned, though, because we don't have any yet.
Yeah. I have a lot of lings, but that's exactly what you want to face if you're the Hellbat player. He even has some Banshees out. So if there's a low number of Banelings, like say 4, he can utilize the Banshee rather, to just snipe them.
Yeah, that we can. That he can. Meanwhile, just see a little bit of multi-prong here.
That medevac is so low on
It
health.
is. I want it to die. It doesn't even need to be full of anything. It just needs to die. Like it has no right to life right
Now
now.
see, I want that medevac to be repaired to go up to full health, and you're like, nope.
Nah, mate. Nah.
Take it out.
And when you're done eating, you don't wash the dishes, mate. You just throw it into the garbage. You get a new plate, mate. That's what you do.
That's just economical, really. And that's environmentally friendly too.
It's all about recycling, mate. It's all about recycling.
Yeah, you're saving water.
There you go. H2O.
I was gonna say, why isn't there a drink called that? But then I remember, one, there is an isotonic called that, and two, water.
Shaking my head, mate. Shaking my head.
I could go for some H2O, actually.
Could an isotonic called H2O be sued by the Awita company, by Maximo?
He could, actually. I'm sure Maximo could sue them, but I don't know. They're in Asia. They have a different set of copyright laws.
True, true. Speaking of copyright laws, we do see the Banshees dipping into the main west. Unfortunately, there were no spores here whatsoever, and 7 drones go down. Not just these drones, but also all the tech gets scouted.
Yeah, we, including Piglet, sees an infestation pit on the way, as well as that Hydra den. He knows that lurkers are coming his way, and there are two options, or there are two types of Terran players, right?
Right.
When they realize that they're going up against lurkers. There's the type of Terran players that are like me, who just panic and are like, I need to end the game now! Or there's players more like Piglet, who are a lot more well put together and will think a lot further ahead and be like, alright, just get liberators, just get tanks. I'm set.
Yeah, that's all you need, mate. Meanwhile, ooh, the Banshees, oh my god, are they really going to live? Wow.
Mate.
Both Banshees managed to escape just like that medevac.
I can tell how badly you want something to die here.
Yeah, it's disgusting, mate.
From the side of Piglet.
It's absolutely disgusting. Shaking my head. We need to see a Spire and a Muta just to hunt this down.
You're like in every movie, that one bounty hunter, or not even bounty hunter, but like that one guy who swore vengeance is chasing down the hero throughout the entire movie.
I don't know if these are the heroes, mate. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, Piglet, because he saw everything, I mean, we do see that tank production. Tanks are what you need against lurkers. Like, they outrange them, they can out DPS them. It can be amazing. You can out position. And I feel like that's probably what Piglet is going to want to be doing. It is a bit of a shame because Piglet, again, wanted to end the game earlier with that earlier armory, but the game is being elongated and we are going into that late game. We are going to get to that stage of maxed out armies.
Yeah. And when we got maxed out lurkers versus maxed out mech, that's a bit of a mouthful to say. Maxed out mech, yeah. When we got maxed out Hydra Roach lurkers versus maxed out mech, you know, Wise Man did once tell me, lurkers are like tanks, but with worse range.
Yeah, ooh, I like this though. It's very TvT-esque. Going for a bit of a Doom drop into the main base. Like, kind of Ryu-esque as well. Like, Ryu, he would do this except with Niduses, and go Lurker Nidus into the main, and just pull the Terran apart. We're seeing something similar to that with Dropper Lords instead. And unfortunately, no Lurkers.
Yeah, I remember when this was the thing that Vivid did, right? Back in the day, he was the one Zerg player who almost played like a Terran player. He would go for multi-pronged drops with Roaches and Dropper Lords. Glad to see that older style come back in the form of a Doom drop here. And really, no Lurkers.
Yeah,
well, I guess you don't want to go for Lurkers when you are up against mech, but I mean, the Hydra Den is really throwing me off.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure he does want to get a Lurker Den eventually, but it's surprising that he doesn't have one yet. He's just going pure Roach Hydra, which is something you don't necessarily see too often.
With a handful of banelings, I should say.
Yeah, it's kind of a kitchen sink, but not really, because there's still things missing from this. It's just Roach Hydra, what is this, Heart of the Swarm? Like, this was phased out a long time ago for a reason. Oh god.
What was the reason that Roach Hydra stopped being a thing?
It's just not good, man.
Alright, it was used for 2 whole expansions.
Yeah, I mean,
apparently it just ain't good.
Yeah, Liberators obviously changed a lot here. Like,
True.
Oh god. But
It's
yeah,
getting a lot of Vipers, but not really taking up beyond that, which is definitely worrisome.
that he is not. I mean, the Hellions are going to find a mineral line. They're going to deal a lot of damage here. Unfortunately, the main army was completely out of position, and as a result, oh my god, so many drones are going down.
13 of them, almost an entire mineral line. Piglet is up 15 workers, and that's the last thing you want to see in a ZVT.
Oh boy, exactly.
Factor in the mules, and yeah, Piglet's gonna be racing ahead here when it comes to the bank.
I mean, the Vipers are coming in, and they will help. They will definitely help. That's a lot of Vipers. All right, let's
You
go.
sound so unsure when you're like, the Vipers are gonna help out.
Well, this is what I'm worried about. One Viper goes down to the missile turret. Like, the Thors are going to be focusing down as much as they can as well. We do have some blinding clouds and a couple of yoinks.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be enough. Piglet utilizing these Hellions to sandwich the ground army, and that Viper control, you're right, definitely leaves a little bit to be desired.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is a reason why Vivid went for these many Vipers, right? He probably wasn't feeling too confident in his control. He was thinking, well, it'll be fine if I lose 1 or 2, because I'll still have enough energy to Blinding Cloud and yoink the rest of the army. Not quite. He was, kind of. But by the time that happened, he didn't have anything on the ground.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like, finally Vivid throws down the Lurker Den. Finally, we can see that. And, again, it's one of those things where Lurkers in that fight, instead of those Roaches, would have been so good, because then those Yoinks would have done a little bit more for him. You know, Vivid would have had a much more stronger solidified position, in general, but his army did kind of fall apart. I mean, we do still have a lot of Vipers for those Blinding Clouds, but is there enough army on the ground? Oh god.
Enough, no, not at all. Not at all.
No.
Plus, there are Vikings taking out the Vipers here in the sky. I was trying to inhale my copium there, like, and be like, well, defender's advantage. And it's like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
The yoinks are actually helping Piglet.
They did.
Because they're basically like medevac tanks back in the day.
Oh boy, the tankovacs are back.
Repositioning the tanks without making them unsiege.
Exactly. Feels bad, man. And with that, Piglet takes out a base. He's going to be able to take out the base on the most left-hand side of the map as well. Vivid is attempting to remax. You know, he does have a bunch of Roaches and Hydras. He still has a majority of his Vipers alive. That is something that I can commend him on, that he has done a really good job at babysitting his Vipers. It's just, every single time, it feels like he just doesn't have enough on the ground to capitalize on his spells.
Yeah, and he's gonna have even less now since he's completely run out of gas. 9 Hydras were made. He got the Lurker Den, sorry. But again, I feel like Vivid just isn't really used to getting to the stage of CVT, right? Because he's not getting upgrades on them. He's not getting his Lurkers.
Well, it's also
oh right, I should get this unit.
It's also one of those things where, like, there aren't many Terran players who play like Piglet.
True.
This isn't the most common style to play against, and oh god, I mean, there were some nice parasitic bombs. Every single Viking went down. There we go, every single one, and a couple of Blinding Clouds as well. Vivid finally taking a good fight.
Those are the money clouds. Meanwhile, if we zoom out a little bit and go towards the right-hand corner of the map, Vivid's gonna lose another base. Yeah,
another base is going to go down. Vivid had a great fight against half of Piglet's army, but here is the other half. It looks like, oh, there may just be enough once again for Vivid to just barely push through this, and he does clean this up, but look at just what Piglet is doing. He's playing like a Zerg. He's playing like Oreo. He's just taking every single base on the map.
Simulated Oreo, yeah. Next, we'll see him just get a bunch of sensor towers everywhere on the map.
Just that makeshift creep, and oh god, because
of that.
Start
supporting Queensland, ACL question mark. I don't know what the team is called.
What?
I don't know what the team is called. Queensland Maroon? Question mark? G is called W as well. Piglet gonna take that series 2-0, crushing his TvZs. Well played there.
I want more of Yaku trying to desperately like explain Australian culture. I don't know.
So when they say we got the prawns on the barbie, prawn is actually slang in Australia for pongo.
What?
Pogo sticks. Pogo sticks. And the barbie is a barbecue. So what they mean is they got a bit of a mobile barbecue coming along. Easy way to do that. A lot of Australians do this. They get a twin cam Corolla. Toyota twin cam Corolla, and they hook up the engine to a piece of grill, and you got a twin cam barbecue.
Awful. I'm just messaging the admin.
Any further questions?
I'm just thank you for that, Yaku. And GG, well played. Piglet does take the series 2-0, and now Piglet moves on to a qualifying match. Ooh, that was a bit of a rough one for Vivid. Like, there were moments of brilliance there, as we were seeing, you know, when it came to some engagements towards the end of the game, and even in game number 1, you know, the Link Bane bust. I was appreciative of that.
Definitely. I feel like the big thing for Vivid in game number 2 in particular is kind of just his army composition. One too many Vipers, a bit of a inefficient Roach, Hydra, Baneling army. You know, if he switches things up, you know, is able to refine that, I could definitely see Vivid becoming a lot more competitive here. But at the same time, Vivid is definitely... He is focusing a lot more on just enjoying the game, which is something that I think very few players actually do.
It's true.
And I mean, you know, he's able to have fun and still qualify for stuff like ANZ champs and still make it to the second round here of the Oceania Rest of Asia qualifiers. Very nicely done here from Vivid.